It is round one of the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting competition. Everybody, I'm Randy Corley, your host, and with me for the play-by-play color action is the 1984 champion of the world, Rick Chapman. Rick, it looks like we are set the stage in this round for some great action of bullfighting, 6 of the best in the world.
I tell you what, Randy, it's going to be one of the better bullfights that I've seen this year. It's got all Mexican bulls. These guys are pumped up coming in here.
All right,
they're ready.
Rob Smets is our first man we look at. Bull number 402 of the Butler Rodeo Company.
Randy's a little hard to fight. He's starting to really come with Rob. Once a bull leaves like that, you want to keep a bull as close to possible, close to you as possible. That's the reason you keep seeing Rob following up the bull.
You know,
he'll size him up a little bit now, square up with him, and here he goes again. Make another turn. It works so simple. Once you get in that corner there, there's a little hole there that you can step into, kind of a safety zone.
Now, when we talk of the bullfighting, and watch here. Now, you know, down inside that barrel, it's a little rough sometimes on our barrelman. Ted Kimsey was there.
The barrelmen are definitely necessary out there. It is bad in there. A bullfighter and a barrelman's going to be talking to each other while this is going on, just like this. He's going to be telling him when he's fixing to hit that barrel.
What are we doing?
Okay, he's just told Ted he's fixing to leave. He's going to try to jump the bull over the barrel. The bull didn't stand, so therefore he's backed off, sold his contest. He's through. He's ready.
Rob Smets is a 3-time world champion, Wrangler Jeans bullfighter. He calls his fight right there. Now, we'll await the score coming up on Rob Smets. While we do, Rick, and have the opportunity, let's talk about the money in Wrangler Jeans bullfighting. It's close to a $500,000 program this year.
It's come a long way in the last 8 years, Randy. It's unbelievable. We're going for a little over $102,000 here at the National Finals.
74.5.
As we look to our standings coming in to our National Finals Rodeo for the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting, of course, Miles Hare's in the lead. Smets is in second. Michael Horton is a new man here, is in third. Kobza, fourth place. It's Steve Mowry in fifth. And sixth place is Skipper Voss.
The old master. I tell you what, we've got 2 rookies out there. Now you see Miles Hare. This is one of the guys that really knows how to understand bulls. He understands how they move. He understands how to outmaneuver them. You'll see him squaring back up and looking directly at the bull. Little bump never hurt him. Stay with him, Miles.
Now, you see him making these moves around here. You mentioned the fact that Miles Hare is understanding livestock. He was raised in a rodeo family, at contractor family. He was raised around livestock like this.
Well, it just helps you to see how a bull's coming towards you, what he's fixing to do. You can almost look in his eye and tell you whether he's going to be an aggressive bull, whether he's going to be a timid bull.
Now, they are judged, of course. Miles says he's taking it at the whistle. Now, remember, it's a 40-second whistle. They'll have 30 seconds after that whistle would blow, but he felt that he got all he could out of that bull, I think, in that first 40.
Well, Randy, you don't want to let these bulls just stop fighting completely. You want to sell it on a high note. You want to sell it when the action's still happening. Miles saw that his bull was fixing to slow down. He decided it was time to check out.
I'll tell you what, Rob Smets, the first man that had fought for us, is ringside now. Pam Minnick has him there. Pam?
Hi, Pam. Hi, Rob. After fighting bulls all night long, round 5 at the rodeo, how difficult was it for you to come in here and fight tonight?
Oh, I've been working out coming to the finals. I feel good about fighting bulls. I just wish I'd have had a little more tonight.
Do you wish you would have fought later in the program?
Hell, I would have rather have seen a couple of these bulls go. This particular pin here, a Benny's, I've never ever seen or anything, so it was kind of, I didn't really know what to expect.
What did you think of your score tonight in your bull?
Well, I'll take the score I got. I was pretty disappointed with my draw, but I got 3 more rounds. I'll be back.
Let's watch the action.
All right, thank you, Pam, and thank you, Rob. He looked like he was sweating a little bit, Rick.
By golly, I know how it feels down there, Randy. You're going to sweat a little bit. 70 seconds seems like an eternity down there. It's unbelievable.
Out of the state of Texas, Skipper Voss. He's a former champion of the world. 1983, I believe, was the year that Skipper won the world championship. He is set to go with this fight.
Skipper's one that really handles a bull in tight. He'll handle him in a 20, 30 feet area there unless he gets pushed out. Skipper's legs, 7 knee operations. He can't run too good. He's got to keep his bull in a general area. The smaller, the better.
I see. You know, as we were talking of judging, of course, it's how close they get in and how well they get away from that bull, how the control they really have on the moves they make with that bull.
The control throughout the entire bullfight is essential. The control of the barrel is essential too. If you get to the barrel and you can't control it, you shouldn't go there. It'll hurt you worse in points than it'll help you.
All right. You see him setting himself a little bit against that barrel, giving the bull a shot. Now, there's what you were talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Right now, he's telling Ted the bull's coming to him. They've got conversation going on between them, believe it or not.
I hope I'm never close enough to hear that.
Sometimes it's not the best of talk anyway. You notice Skipper's bull's slowing down a little bit now. He's fixing to sell it. There he does. The fight's over. He picked his right time.
All right, so Skipper Voss holds his time just a little ahead of the whistle, but again, it is all right to do this. Let's watch this again on a replay for you right now.
What Skipper's doing here, he's just sliding around that barrel. Skipper is a master around this barrel. He can just slip and slide. He got pushed out a little bit. He realized the horn was up against his hip. He reversed out of it, turned the other direction, in other words, Randy, is what I was talking about, a reverse, stepped out of the danger zone.
And we see a 75 score coming up for Skipper Voss, 7-5.
There's a danger zone there to where you want to stay in it. You've got to stay in it to keep the points going. Once you move out of that danger zone, it's to square back up, get ready to do it all again. This is one of the rookies on the tour this year, Randy, Jeff Kobza. Tell you what, he's quite the athlete.
I've watched him, and I have to agree with you. From our viewpoint, every time, Jeff has been a superb athlete.
It might knock him down, but I guarantee you he's going to get back up.
You can't keep him down,
You can't keep him down.
What about the bull that Jeff Kobza has drawn, number 406 of the Butler?
Hey, it's a bull of the year. This bull was voted on by the 16 bullfighters as the bull of the year.
So the best bull and a rookie coming together here.
He's hot. Everything's working. I tell you what, he's got him going in circles there, handling the bull really well. Just, whoa. Now what's happening, he's letting him go away, look around the arena for a second. He'll spot Kobza again in a minute. They'll square up right now. Here they go again. Round in the circle. Kobza. You want to step into the shoulder of that bull, Randy. Just past the edge of that horn, step into the shoulder and drive around to the back of the bull. That's what a completed pass is.
Now,
a little dangerous there with the open end of that barrel.
What about the judging? If the open end of the barrel is towards the bull, I realize it's danger for quail down inside, but what are the judges? Do they pull points off if you leave it there very long, or?
Definitely if you leave them there very long. He sold his bullfight really well. I tell you what, for the fighting bull of the year, for the rookie, it was a smooth match.
All right. We'll have the opportunity to bring this back on a replay. Look at this bull come down on that corner. They cut fast, don't they?
I'll tell you what, they cut real fast, Randy. You'll notice he grabs that outside horn, the inside horn, I'm sorry, and drives to the inside. Okay, you'll see him, he'll reverse out like you saw on Skipper a while ago. Back to the left. We're trying to swap the leads on that bull. A bull will have a lead just like a horse will. You can swap those leads, it'll get him off balance, and you can turn back and reverse and go the other direction and get out of trouble.
We see the score of 78 on the bullfight. It's a 78, so that's going to move him to second place in round one.
It's not the best fight we've ever seen on the fighting bull of the year, but by golly, he's strong.
Here is Steve Mowry of Presho, California, or Presho, South Dakota, by way of Burbank, California now.
This little bull took Rex Dunn out of competition this year. Broke his leg, tore a few ligaments. He's hot.
Of course, Steve Mowry is always noted as a hot fighter, I would call it, a very, very aggressive.
Steve Mowry will stand out there with the best of them. I tell you what, he's handling this bull well. He's squaring up with the bull. He's letting the bull come to him. That cushion decreases. He throws a fake. He goes around the bull. He's loving it. Steve's hot right now.
You're talking about throwing.
All right, here he goes. He's backing off. What's fixing to happen? Mowry's fixing to jump this bull. You see him setting up over the top?
Whoa!
Good jump.
What a nice jump by Mowry.
Nothing better than handling your animal out in the open and then being able to get a nice jump on him.
Now, we watched the good jump. We had a moment to see the fans I have to say that in the Thomas and Mack, these fans have fallen in love with the Wrangler bullfighting.
These fans are unbelievable here. I tell you what, they've gotten behind us guys, and they love it. Steve's noticing that his bull's slowing down a little bit. He's fixing to sell out, I guarantee you. He's got to get the barrel back up, do him a little dance around the barrel. Whoop, there he went. The buzzer went off.
He is done. He seems to be, so far, the crowd's favorite. Him and old Quail right
You're
there.
not a kidding. I tell you what, there's, you notice that's the first man he thanked, too,
Yeah.
Quail Dobbs.
Yep. The barrel man I know, and I watch it all the time. Watch this on a replay right here.
This jump is timing, definitely timing. You'll notice he's setting him up. He'll scotch just a little bit just before he gets to him, lift on that good leg, up and over. Just as he hits, he probably hits in a little bit of sand, drops down to a knee. He's back up, 78.5.
Oh, boy, the fans don't like it at the Thomas and Mack. 78.5 points. So his 78.5 will be by half a point in the lead, or in second place, I should say, for this round right now. And we are left with one bullfighter.
I tell you what, we have the last bullfighter here, Mike Horton. Call him Smurf. You have to understand, this guy's just finished fighting 15 of the top bulls, protecting these cowboys. Him and Rob were a little bit tired coming in here. He's drawn a real good bull.
What about the disadvantage to Rob Smets earlier as the first one that had to fight?
Well, I think there is a little bit of disadvantage there because you've got to set the pace. Looks like this bull's going to look around a little bit and then start. Here he is. Mike's doing step throughs. It's actually, whoa, up, back up, no problems.
Our fans didn't see it at home because on the camera here we have got our bullfighter and our bow, but the other bullfighter's positioned around to help him out.
They're going to be there if the man's in trouble. They're not going to come too quick. They're going to let him get control if he can get control himself. If not, they're going to step in there and help him.
Mike, go ahead there, Rick.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
he just threw a little fake to get into that shoulder. You'll notice how he's stepping as close into that shoulder as he can. That way he can control that bull. When you're getting bumped around, that's not bad. You're going to take those bumps if you're in there tight and if you're aggressive.
You know, we're sitting here talking with Rick Chapman helping. He's our color man on the bullfighting. I'll go ahead and let you take this.
Well, I think again, he was setting up for a jump and the bulls are just not standing. You're going to have a bull stand 4, 5, maybe 10 feet away from the barrel on a barrel jump. Just as the bullfighter gets to the barrel, whoop, a barrel hop.
Oh,
all right.
That's good.
And he sold it on a high note. Couldn't have been a better fight.
That was beautiful. While we await the score, I may say Rick Chapman, due to injuries, was not at our finals this year. However, he has been voted back on and will be an automatic. He'll be back on the tour again next year, and I'm glad to hear that, Rick. Glad to hear your recovery is coming well, too.
Thank you very much. It's been a long road, but you know what? I think it's a little bit easier up here talking about it.
Oh, boy.
85. What about it, Randy? Fantastic.
Score. Our fans liked it, and our judges agreed on that one in an 85 score. Let's watch this again now. Our replay cameras are there.
Okay, what a barrel hop is, he's going to set this bull 4, 5, 8 feet away from that barrel, let the bull come to him, hop up, let the bull hit the barrel, knock it out from under him. He's going to be 6, 8 feet out in the open. He had a good time on that bullfight.
Boy, he did. If you miss the barrel hop, it hurts, though. Let's take a look after round 1 of the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting competition. Michael Horton takes the win with an 85. Miles Hare was second. Third went to Steve Mowry. Fourth place went to Jeff Kobza. We'll be back right after this word from our sponsor. Joining me in the broadcast booth, 1984 champion of the world in the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting competition, Rick Chapman.
Thank you, Randy.
Now, as we watch and get set to go, here's a look at the money so far, Rick. In the bullfight, first place, paying $7,000, $7,500. It's $6,000, $47.50, $35, $22.50, and $1,500, paying all 6 places. So the least a man can make is $1,500 in a round, right?
Unbelievable, isn't it? For 70 seconds. You reckon you could go 70 for $1,000?
I wanted to, not me, my friend, not me. I'll take the smaller pay and stay right here in the announce booth if it's all right with you.
Randy, I tell you what, the first bullfighter out tonight, Skipper Voss. He's pretty much a legend around the bullfighters. He invented a lot of moves. He's got a little fast bull. already on the ground.
Rick, he's on the ground and down.
The other bullfighters move in, take the animal off of him, let him decide whether he can go on or not.
What do you think now? He got hit awful hard right there. It'll be up to Skipper Boss, isn't it?
Well, he's deciding right now.
Pam, you're close by down there, I believe.
Well, I was going to ask Rick, since he's the expert in this, has Skipper had more injuries and more close calls than most of these other bullfighters?
Well, Skipper's been in the business now 22 years, Pam. He's had odds against him for a little bit longer.
I think he has a right to have more injuries.
Yes, he has. He's had 7 different knee operations. He's just told him to turn his bull out. A wise decision. He doesn't need to be run over by this bull anymore. He's got hurt. There's no sense going back in there. It's a smart move.
We're going to get the chance to see this again, Rick, right here.
Okay, Skipper's starting to square up to the bull and decide which direction. He starts, the bull just catches him with one of those little cow horns, gets him up over. Skipper, when he hits, he just completely falls all over himself. Bull scoops him up, probably hit him in the back. Ribs are going to be sore tomorrow, Randy.
Well, I'll bet they are.
You'll notice Quail coming in there with that barrel. He's in there trying to help Skipper move to a island of safety.
We are going to our second man in the competition tonight, Jeff Kobza. He's one of the new men on the tour. And what a talent out of the state of Arizona.
What a guy. I tell you what, you can knock this guy down and he just keeps getting back up. He's got a little bit smaller bull than everyone else tonight, but he sure is fast one. Around the corner he goes. Randy, the object here, he's trying to break into that shoulder. Just around that horn, he wants to be in a little pocket there between the shoulder and the flank strap.
All right, we watch for that. Now, when they get up on a fence like that, Rick, there's points deducted?
It's up to the judge's decision. I would say yes. It depends on whether they use that fence just to be up on, right back down, back to him, another move. If that happens,
whoa.
A good barrel hop.
Now, our fans saw that setting up, and I had you engaged in another conversation. We've heard a horn right now, but that is only the 40-second whistle. You said at the start it's 70 seconds of fighting.
He's still got another 30 seconds to go, Randy.
Does it become up to the bullfighter's choice at this point when to sell it?
Yes, it does. And you'll notice this bull slowed down quite a bit from when he first come out. Jeff's now thinking, what am I going to do to sell this on a high note?
He'll be looking for his spot, and as you watch him,
up, don't let that horn get in the end of that barrel. And it's a sell.
He takes it flat style. That's it. We're going to watch this again, and Jeff Kobza had taken a little bit of a hit himself in there. Right about here, Rick, but doesn't he maintain control?
He maintains control well, Randy. I tell you what, he grabs a horn to pull himself on around, just scoops up under him, lifts him up a little bit. You'll notice he hits back on his feet. If you see the next shot, he turns back to him and goes again.
Now, getting hit like that, as we're going to look at the money here, there's no points deducted there. Michael Horton coming in is $31,000. This is after round 1, by the way. Miles Hare, 29. Steve Mowry in there, 27.5. Kobza with 26.5. Smets had 25, and Skipper Voss, 24,750. We see the score coming up of 77 points for the bullfight of Jeff Kobza.
Randy, these bulls are all from the Barber Ranch. They're all bred. Some of these bulls are fought in a Mexican-style bloodless bullfight. They're actually used with a cape, just like a matador would use. 2 or 3 of these bulls out tonight have been caped before.
Was that right?
A little bit of a disadvantage, I think. The clown actually has a garment on the outside we call a skirt that would work like a matador's cape. If the bull understands that cape and understands the movement, what's behind it, you might not have the secret there that you think you do.
All right, that's a nice point to bring out. By the way, while you were talking there, we had the chance to see your friend Quail Dobbs down there.
What a guy. I tell you what, Quail is more instrumental in helping cowboys and slowing them down so they fight bulls good rather than getting their thoughts rattled while they're out there.
Thank you. Here he is, the first ever world champion in the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting competition. Miles Hare, 1982 champion of the world.
Tough man to beat. You think about the time that Miles' knee gives out again, he's going to pull up. He comes back, he beats you again.
While he gets set to go, Skipper Boss is standing by. Now, I think Miles is going to move up before we go to Skipper and just about set to call for his bull. However, we may have a chance to talk to Skipper. Pam, are you there?
Yes, Skipper.
Starting my step through.
He's talking to the other clowns right now. How badly did you get hurt out there?
I think I got some ribs on both sides. When I went or stopped and went to the barrel, I pushed on them ribs and I felt I got one broke for sure.
Wow, that hurts, Steve. And think about it. Miles Hare is who we're watching.
I tell you what, Miles is handling this bull real well. This bull will take a fake. This bull actually, you use a fake like a running back would. A cowboy stands square with the bull, lets him come to him, starts to the right to set himself, pushes off. That way he gets that extra step. See a little barrel work here. Ted and Miles are now talking, telling him how far he is, whether he's fixing to hit it or not. You see Miles setting the barrel up, he'll tell Ted to come right on up. Everything's okay, the bull's far enough away.
Right.
Up. Looks like what we're fixing to see is a jump. Miles is kind of setting it up, he's sizing it, looking at his bull. Quayle's helping him out. Nope, it's not gonna work. He's gonna make another round. Up.
Oh, oh, whoa!
Stayed in control, that's the main thing.
And then found the point to sell it. That's an important thing, isn't
Sell
it?
it on a high point. If it can get any higher than that, we better quit.
If it got any closer than that for me, I would have fell down and died right there.
He'd have been up here in our broadcast booth.
All right, here's a look at this again now. Miles on this point of the fight, Rick.
Okay, Miles starts to go around the barrel. The bull sees it. He goes to that side too. Miles realizes it, has a hold of the barrel and uses it to pull himself back around. Just didn't get around there in time.
That's quick.
Miles is down out here in the area behind the chutes. He is down. He is holding his hip.
With a shot like that, Pam, you're going to have to hold your hip for just a minute.
Yes, we are.
79 points.
All right, Miles goes to the lead in the round with us. 79 goes to second.
I told him that 79 points. He said, I'm better.
You bet he's better. Here we go with Steve Mowry.
Fresho, South Dakota.
First move really good. Now he's squaring up the bull a little bit. Bull's going to have to run just a little and size up the arena. See where he wants to fight. A bull will almost have a territory. He'll want to go to a corner and protect that corner. So you've got to go take the fight to him sometimes as opposed to him bringing it to you.
Now he's watching here.
Okay, what Steve's doing is trying to stay square with the bull so he can go either direction. He's watching which way the bull is leading. He's going to lead just like a horse, on a left lead or a right lead. If you can stand there long enough, watch the bull, you'll know which way to fake. You'll notice he's backing up as he's doing it.
Yep.
Fakes to the left. Didn't make it that time.
Ow! Mowry is in a bit of a trap there, and again, you mentioned the other bullfighters coming in. The Munchkin is still going to it.
You can't hurt him, I tell you. Watch this. He's going to end it up on a high note again. Okay, he's sizing his bull back up. He realized he's lost points going down. He lost points as he got knocked down. He was trying to make those points back up, Randy.
I'll tell you what, I have always admired Steve Mowry.
Unbelievable story. Broken back, stayed out a year, come back. He's quite the little athlete.
Yes, he is. I give that credit to all of our Wrangler bullfighters. Here's this look again now. Watch how he gets into trouble right here and tries so desperately to stay away from it.
Watch how that bull lays down almost on his side to get to Mowry.
Oh.
Gets him over there on the end of that horn, and then he's got total control of him, Randy. At this point, you're looking for your partners.
It looked like he may have drug it right up his face there, too. I don't know for sure. 74 is the score for Mowry. I need to update you on Miles Hare. He was 72 points, and we said 79.
The little bull that Mowry just had knocked him out of winning the competition last year at Santa Maria. It was a close competition. He went into the last round and got knocked out by that bull, so he wanted to win.
This is Michael Horton, the Smurf of Florida.
All right. Took a first last night. He's hot. He's ready. He's going around this bull. He's having no trouble. I tell you what, see how they sneak around on the other side of that barrel?
These Mexican fighting bulls of Florida's are smart.
They are smart. Okay, watch his barrel work. You've got to keep the ends of that barrel, the open ends of that barrel, away from that bull to protect that barrel man in there. You see him take him away from the barrel. Now he's going to size him up again, get square, try to make another round or two out in the open field.
All right, the whistle we heard is the 40-second whistle warning, and he's got 30 left to go. And again, I want to point out that they can sell at any time in this last 30 seconds without worry of loss of points.
Okay, you notice the fake there. He pushed to the right, went back to the left. The bull didn't take it real good, and that's the reason he kind of bumped him down. Anytime you're trying to fake these bulls and stay in that pocket, you're going to get pushed down occasionally.
Michael Horton calls the bullfight right there. And again, we are listening to the voice in the broadcast booth of the 1984 champion of the world in the Wrangler jeans bullfighting. I'm telling you, Rick, Rick Chapman, by the way, I probably ought to put a name with the title, shouldn't I?
Hopefully some of them know out there.
We're going to watch again, and Mike Horton gets so close to these bulls. Let's take a look at some of that.
There's a pocket here, Randy, if you can see it. It's just inside that shoulder, just behind that horn, headed towards the flank strap on that bull. That's where Mike's trying to get.
Woo. 83 points on the bullfight for the Smurf.
Unbelievable. Just finished fighting 15 bulls. Cowboy protection on those bulls was outstanding. Comes out leading.
We're quick back to the action as Rob Smets, the kamikaze out of Oregon, formerly of California, goes to work.
Three-time world champion. Rob understands bulls. Rob's drawn a bull tonight that has been out about 8 or 9 months out in the pasture on his own. Rob was really happy about drawing the bull. He told me because he was going to be fresh. Doesn't look like the bull's working for Rob as well as he wants him to. You get a bull, you put him out there in that pasture, gets a little fat, sometimes it gets a little slow.
I think they were playing a little footwork down there.
You just heard the whistle. He's not interested in much, this little bull's not interested in fighting very much at all. Kind of a disappointment to Rob.
Our fans are voicing their opinion on this. This is great in Wrangler jeans bullfighting. They have really become involved. The fans are so important.
And you hear the roar. He just received the refight.
All right. That's to the approval of the fans.
I'd like to commend you, Rick, for the insight that you've given even me. As much as I've watched bullfighting the last 2 rounds of competition here in the Wrangler Bullfight, I've really learned a lot, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Pam.
All right, Rob Smets on the refight. He takes him right off.
A little bit harder bull now, you see. Rob's really going to work on this bull because he's a little upset because of that last one. You see those breaks, those cuts that he's making?
Yep.
He's staying as tight as he can. He wants that bull to stay with him. Rob will sometimes slow up enough to let a bull catch back up to him. I think what you're seeing now, Rob's let the bull set back down there. He's squaring off, fake to the right, back to the left. He wants to get into that pocket again.
That is good, and he does stay close to him, and it makes the whole fight look better. Or it would be what he was hoping for, I'd say.
Much better fight, much better fight. Have a little barrel work here. I tell you what, looks like what we're trying to do here is set up for a jump. Rob's noted for a barrel jump. Uh-oh, look out, Ted.
These bulls seem to be a little flighty now. We want him to stand there.
He can't get the bull to stand in the right position so he can get his jump off.
Rick, do you think that the presence of the other bullfighters in the arena distracts the bull some?
He calls his fight right there, by the way. Before we let you answer that, go ahead, Rick.
Not at all, Pam. We try to stay as still as we can just so we can be there for a safety factor for the man.
Now, let's await the score coming up. Remember, Mike Horton had put an 83 on him. Mike Horton is the same man who won round 1 and is in the lead for round 2 right now. That coveted buckler, the world title for the Wrangler jeans bullfighting champion of the world, is carried by few. But as Rick said, there is more and more coming along all the time that pick this as their main event. 79 points on the fight for
Nice
Rob
fight.
Smets, 7-9. We have truly enjoyed our bullfighting competition here. Your expertise has been a big, big help for us.
Well, thanks, Randy. I think we ought to swap positions sometime, and you come down there and look at my side.
Don't you ever count on that. Everybody stay tuned for round 3 coming up in Wrangler Jeans bullfighting competition. This is Randy Corley and Rick Chapman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to round 3 of the Wrangler Jeans World Championship bullfighting competition. As we're set to go, it is Steve Mowry.
Steve Mowry's drawn the 2-time world champion bull, 141.
Oh, what a
Purple
story.
people eater.
What a story. This is the voice of Rick Chapman, the 1984 world champion, working along with me. Now, we could not have a better color man in our booth at this time. Rick can call the action as we watch it work for you.
I tell you what, the bull's really not working good with Steve tonight. He's a little bit of a hard bull to figure out. He'll watch you. Oh, he can sure tail the barrel, though. He'll watch you while you're working him, and he'll actually work you over into a corner to where he's got you pushed up against that fence. You notice him following Steve over there now.
Now, it's a 70-second bullfight. We just heard a warning whistle. That means there's 30 seconds left to go. At 40 seconds, we hear that whistle. This will mean that Steve Mowry, anytime he feels that he's gotten all that he can out of this bull, he could go ahead and call the fight off. Steve is setting up here.
Steve looked like he was just fixing to set up for a jump. This is an old smart bull. He's not going to go for many tricks. Steve keeps driving back to him, trying to get the best out of him he can. Some of these bulls have got a little age on them. They're beginning to figure these bullfighters out. They know the moves as good as we know their moves.
Thank you, Rick. Now, you see a hug from Ted Kimsey going to Steve Mowry. As this fight concludes, we'll see what our score is, and let me update a little bit on the way the scoring works. It is turned in on the way that the bull fights, 1-25 basis, of course, from our judges. With that also, the way that the bullfighter works that bull is a 1-25 also available from each one of our judges. And we see that it's a 75 score for Steve Mowry.
Probably the easiest way to explain it to the average public, it's judged very similar to a diving competition. The move you try to make, how well you execute that move, how well you stay in control, and the difficulty factor of it.
All right, nice explanation. Here's a look at the way it is. Michael Horton has the lead for the world title now by about $4,000. Hares in second. Rob Smets third. Kobza, Mowry, and Boss round out the field of the top 6.
Okay, we're ready with Rob Smets, 3-time world champion. Rob's drawing a little good bull here. He wants to get square with the bull, step around that horn, and go to that shoulder.
Nice.
Run him right to the fence. You can believe this California boy will go straight back to him. He's going to go out there in the middle of the pen, square up with the bull, start around him, and just as that bull breaks hard, yep, if he would have gone on around him then, he would have been in a jam. You've got to constantly have plan A and plan B and plan C.
Now, we saw a little fake throw in there, and then Rob loses his footing a little bit in this ground and a little upset.
Some of these bulls get so smart to those fakes, Randy. You stand and you wait as long as you can. You throw that fake and they still don't take it. You pay the price for it.
Well, in other words, what you're telling us, Rick, is this is a group of veteran bulls in this round, then.
Definitely. Compared to the bulls we saw last night, these bulls are another 2 or 3 years older. Maybe some of them are 4 years older. They get a little smarter. It's very common that an older bull will get smart to the moves of a bullfighter.
Rob Smets has called a fight. It's his choosing to do so. It was in the last 30 seconds of the bullfight. All right, we're going to watch this on our replay machine, and a place where Rob had gotten into a little bit of trouble on this bullfight.
The bull's shifting his leads quite a bit, Randy. It's hard for Rob to figure out. He's looking at him head on. He needs to get square with the bull, and he can't seem to do that. So he's driving out. The bull keeps pushing him out away from him. He pushes him out far enough. He gets the angle on him right here.
That bull is just hard to keep track. 76 for Rob Smets. Steve Mowry is along the arena side, and Pam Minnick has an opportunity to talk to him.
Steve, you looked a little bit disappointed in the bull that you had drawn.
Well, normally he's a real good bull. He just had a bad day, and he's like a 10-year-old fighting bull. He's been out a lot of times, and he has his good days just like we do. Normally, I'd take him anywhere.
Is there anything that you can do to make a bull better once they set a game plan like that and they're slow?
Certainly, the more aggressive the bullfighter is on any bull, the better your score is going to be, and thus making the total score better. This bull that I had tonight, 141, I've never seen anybody jump him, step on the barrel and jump over Rob Smith's trademark.
Okay, here we're looking at Jeff Kobza. He's working one of the other world champion fighting bulls of the year. He's standing out here trying to square off with the bull, trying to get the bull to break to him. Notice how hard that bull hits that barrel.
Wow.
200, 250 pounds of weight in that barrel. He just throws it around simply.
Just like some people would throw a beach ball around down at the beach.
Jeff is trying to collect his thoughts right now, Randy. The bull has flustered him a little bit. He's not for sure exactly whether he's wrong or the bull's just pushing him out to where he can't drop into that shoulder and actually make a pass, a complete revolution around that bull.
Well,
looks like we were fixing to see a barrel hop.
I thought so myself. You know, we might mention Jeff Kobza, one of the newer members to the $500,000 Wrangler Jeans Pro Bullfight Tour in 1987.
Jeff was trying to figure out exactly how to sell out right now. He made a big wide pass around him, threw the towel in. That's not the way he wanted to do it, but the third round, this is probably the most difficult to draw the good bull out of the round.
Well, again, we're going to wait to see what our score is as we watch this.
Watch him pick this barrel up, Randy. It's unbelievable how strong these things are.
Oh, wow. Not only picked the barrel up, it divided his attention and caught Jeff as well. 74.5 or 74 and a half on the bullfight for Jeff Kobza.
This is Skipper Voss, the 82 champion of the world.
1982, this man was a world champion in the Wrangler Jeans Bullfighting Tour.
This bull here is really fast, really aggressive. Skipper's going to have to really hump up tonight to get around this bull.
Don Andrews told me it would be very interesting to see how Skipper performs tonight. He has 2 broken ribs.
Skipper's been in this business 22 years now, Pam, and it's unbelievable the pain that he's taken, the pain that he has to live with. He's kind of sitting here with the bull now up against the barrel doing some fancy stuff around the barrel that Skipper's noted for. The bull's backing off, wanting Skipper to come to him. Skipper's a little smarter than that. He's going to let that bull come to him so he can fake one direction or the other and get into that corner pocket.
22 years in the business will put that kind of a smart into a man, won't it?
I'm just a little bit older than that myself, Randy.
Kimsey's throwing out the surrender flag. He said, Skipper, I don't know what you want to do, but I'm calling it here.
Kimsey doesn't want any part of it.
No. Skipper does, though.
There we go. And another close pass.
You know he's got to be
and a sell.
Nice place to sell, too. He took it there and sold.
Yeah, it was a real nice place. The bull was hard for Skipper to work because he stayed out away from that barrel and wouldn't break to Skipper. Skipper's got to have a bull that'll break to him so he can throw those fakes and use those long legs to step around.
Now we're going to get the opportunity to see Skipper Voss working around this barrel a little bit.
Okay, you'll notice he's putting all of his weight up against that barrel just as the bull hits it. He's got to do that to help that percussion inside to keep the barrel man safe. He's constantly talking to the barrel man, telling him where his animal is, whether he's fixing to come or not. He's got to keep that communication going with that barrel man in order to keep the score that he wants, the barrel in the place that he wants. They've got to work together.
It is a 68.5 score for Skipper Voss. We're watching Miles Hare, the first ever champion of the world in the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting. Now there is a $4,000 difference between Miles Hare and Mike Horton in the world lead. Miles sitting in second right now.
If Miles gets this bull started like he already has, he'll go all the way. If Miles first starts a bull and drops into that shoulder, feels real strong about it, he's hard to beat.
I've heard you guys speak of the fact that Miles Hare has bull savvy.
Miles has probably got the best bull savvy in the business. He understands a bull, how he moves, the lead that he's on when he's coming to him. And you can look in an eye of a bull if you can stand to look that long and actually tell whether he's fixing to come to you or not, whether he's fixing to break.
I'm afraid if I were doing it, by the time I saw that look, it would be as he was going away from me, and I'm looking up.
Okay, you'll notice how Miles pulled that bull off the barrel, sold it with a high note. He's happy with his fight. I guarantee you he'll be up now, maybe high 80s.
Again, it was a shorter fight than we've seen on the others, but he has the right to do that because he'd gone by the 40-second warning.
Exactly.
Anytime after that he finds a high note, he can sell it. Watch closely.
Okay.
Here's a charging hard bull.
All right, what Miles is trying to do here, Randy, is step inside to that left shoulder. He just gets around that horn. You see him driving back towards the bull there.
Yep.
There's a pocket there in between the horn and the shoulder. That's where he wants to be. 83 points. He loves it.
Well, I've got to give you credit for the judging here, too. You called it earlier. Well, the 83 takes the lead in the round. That puts the pressure on this man.
If there was anybody who could stand the pressure as a rookie, this man can.
Well,
he's got
Rick,
three-time Fighting Bull of the Year, Crooked Nose. This is going to be a fight, Randy.
Whoa, look out.
That's
Now,
okay. He's going to get up and go back.
I've seen you with this bull a few years ago, and he used you like a ringer on that one horn.
I think he did me just like that twice.
Well, he just did it to Mike twice.
The bull is so smart, Randy. He's only got one horn. He uses that horn so good, he'll turn it almost like a unicorn to get to where he can work either side of his head. You try to get around on that offside, he's going to turn that neck around there and still pop you one.
Now, Crooked Nose has, got such a reputation. As you said, a three-time champion fighting bull. I'll tell you what, I've seen him a couple times this year, and he looks as tough right now as I've seen him all of '87, too.
You know, Randy, I think these bulls feel very similar to the way these bullfighters do. Once they make it to this national finals, they've got a pump, too. They know when they're trucked into this building, into this town, there's excitement here.
Now, Michael Horton takes it the full 70 seconds with Crooked Nose. I have got a standing ovation going around the arena right now. This man is loved by the fans at Thomas and Mack.
I guarantee you, anybody that can take two knockdowns like that and get up and still keep going.
Michael Horton takes a licking and keeps ticking tonight in round 3 with Crooked Nose. Here's a look at it again.
Here's how it happens. Watch how this bull really turns his horn around, gets it in the middle of his head, pushes him out of there.
Wow.
The one thing that the bull's not noted for is to stay on you. If he pushes you out in front of him, he might run over you. If he pushes you off to the side, he's going to run by you and then set up and come back and do it again. 79 points, Randy.
Whoa, man.
Whoa, what about this in-house crowd?
The reaction from the crowd tells the story that the 79, look at the Smurf. He says, 79, I'm alive, thank you.
He's happy to get by with that, I guarantee you.
A look at the round in the Wrangler Jeans bullfighting shows that Miles Hare takes the win. Michael Horton was second. Third went to Rob Smets. Fourth to Steve Mowry. Rick Chapman, it has been a pleasure to work with you again tonight.
Thank you very much, Randy.
Well, as we close it out, we thank you one and all for joining us in round 3 of the Wrangler Jeans Bullfighting Championships.
Welcome, everyone, to the 4th and final round of the 1987 Wrangler Bullfighting Championships. Hadley Barrett, along with the 84 world champion bullfighter Rick Chapman. And Rick, it is going right to the wire, isn't it?
Boy, it's going to be an exciting one, Hadley. I tell you what, some of these bulls they've got out tonight. We've got 2 Fighting Bulls of the Year out again tonight. We're going to have a wild contest.
It is a wild contest, you're right, and it pays $7,500 to win the round. As we divide up the money, all 6 of these competitors will get a check. We'll break it down for you very quickly. $6,000.
Okay.
$2,250 and $1,500. That's Skipper Voss.
Skipper's actually trying to get out back into the open field with this bull. Skipper works a lot better if he can stand out in the open field. Wait on bulls. Ted's getting pushed around a little bit.
Hey, pretty good move by Skipper when he got out of the way of that barrel, huh?
He's got to pull that bull away from that barrel so he doesn't get one of those horns in the open end. See how Skipper squares up with the bull, starts one direction or the other. The bull's kind of got Skipper flustered just a little bit right now. He's not for sure how to get out of that position. He's boxed him in a corner.
30 seconds left.
Now it's a 70-second bullfight, and time is running out on Skipper. We do, of course, sound a 40-second warning whistle.
You'll notice Ted Kimsey moving in with the other barrel. It actually was to pull the bull out of that corner away from Skipper. Oh my.
Now Rick, Skipper had to be very, very tired at that point, didn't he?
Skipper thought the bull wasn't going to fight at all. All of a sudden he pushed the barrel strong, pushed it just by Skipper, and then he had an open shot at the bullfighter. That's the reason he took that hook, and it wasn't because he was in the wrong place.
Man, oh man. I'll tell you what. As we look at that again, show us exactly what took place
You'll
here.
notice the bull's pushing on the barrel. He's not pushing it real strong here. It pushes Skipper. He gets his cleat caught in the ground, pushes it again, and pushes the barrel past him. Actually picks Skipper up on his head, tosses him to the side, and you'll notice how the other guys are already starting in to help.
Well, it's a 76 score, so our judges certainly did credit him for a tremendous effort on a pretty tough bull to fight. Wouldn't you consider that to be a pretty tough bull to fight?
A very tough bull. He was a little hard to figure out. We've got Jeff Kobza coming out now. Jeff's got a really fast little bull. He's going to have to hustle up tonight to get around this one. This bull just cold trails you. He'll just drop in behind you and stay there like a little bitty old mad dog would.
About the time the fans think that bull's running as fast as he'll go, they have an overdrive they can get into pretty quick, don't they?
I guarantee you, Hadley, they just will trot along there for a second, and all of a sudden they see their shot, they gas it, hit another gear, and they'll catch you. The bull's got him kind of pinned on the barrel here a little bit. He needs to actually either do something on that barrel, get him a barrel hop, get him some rounds around that barrel, or move away from it, or he's not going to get some points. You noticed he's pulling himself away from that barrel now. Whoop, he had to, of course, protect that open end, so he had to step back around there to it.
Rick, it looks like when he does pull the bull off, that the bull refuses to give him an open field. Uh-oh, what
we're fixing to see is the jump. He's going to use this barrel as a launch pad. That's what he was trying to set up, Hadley. Sometimes you set these things up. They're worth a lot of points if they work. If they don't, it actually costs you points. So it's a judgment call.
The reason it would cost you points, I suppose, is because there is quite a little time spent in setting it up where there's nothing happening. Is that
sure,
right?
You've got 70 seconds, and if you waste 30 of it setting a jump up, that's 30 seconds off of your score.
Well, I'll tell you, this is mighty tough business. A $500,000 bullfight. Rick, what do you do with a bull that when you get him in the open field, he won't come in contact?
Well, there's two ways of getting a bull to actually, you either have to get them to break to you, them come to you, or you go to them. If you go to them, you have to work on your angles. If they come to you, you have to work on a fake. You have to actually move to the right and then adjust yourself to where you can go around him to the left side. It's a little hard when the bull's just standing and holding.
All right, a 72.5 is the score for Jeff Kobza.
Our next man is the three-time world champion, Rob Smets. He's got a good bull tonight. We're fixing to see a good bullfight. This is the runner-up. This bull was runner-up for the Bull of the Year.
Oh, and he's hot, isn't he?
He is hot. So is Rob.
Now, Rob was shaken a little earlier in the bull riding when he was protecting Cowboys. Do you think that'll hurt him any? Oh, no.
I tell you what, Rob's coming back as strong as he did when he called for his bull. He's an unbelievable athlete. These guys take poundings and keep coming. A little bit of barrel work on this. He's going to catch his breath right here, Hadley, is what he's trying to do. You get run over out there, you're a little sore, you're a little tired. You can run to that barrel and step behind it for a second, keep the action going, and get a breath while you're there.
Now, normally a bull won't hit that barrel as hard as that dude did a while ago when he came from the open field. He did slam it, didn't he?
Some of these little Mexican bulls, they don't understand how heavy that barrel is, and they'll just try to go completely through it. Rob sells it on a high note. Getting run over twice and still handling the animal like that, I think we're going to see a high score.
All right. Well, it's a credit to the ability of that guy. Let's take a look at this again when he got in trouble. Just exactly what? Did he do anything wrong?
No, he just started to drop around that corner and drop back into that shoulder. You see him plant his foot, the foot slipped,
oh,
down
man.
he went.
Yes.
He was going to the right position. The ground slipped out from under him, very similar to the barrel racing horse slipping around a barrel.
Now, what do you do right there? Just try to stay as low to the ground as you can?
You always want to keep moving. When you're knocked down, 82.5, not a bad one. When you're knocked down like that, Hadley, you want to constantly keep moving, keep your eyes on the bull to see where he is so you can move away from him rather than back into him.
Man.
Rob's happy with that, I guarantee you. He comes away from that.
An 82 score, and he comes into the lead is what he does. Now, the last two men to go, Miles Hare and Mike Horton, are actually battling it out for the, well, we're going to watch Steve Mowry first, but those last two will be going for the championship of the world right here tonight.
They certainly will. This little bull's been to the finals the last 4 years. He's one of the better draws in this pen. He's going to come out, he'll run the arena for just a second, look it over, turn, and now he's ready to fight. You'll notice how Steve is stepping one way, throwing his arms one direction and going the other. That's what we call a fake.
Now, the cape that we see used by the Spanish or Mexican matadors, doesn't that Wrangler skirt kind of serve as that for you?
The only difference, we wear our cape, they hold their cape.
A good comparison.
You'll see the bandanas on the skirt there. They're actually used for the same reason. If a bull really sees that he's fixing to get close enough to you to hook you, throws his head up and gives you another step, he might just throw his head up at one of those bandanas as opposed to contactless skin.
Right. Now, I think Steve had a jump on his mind a moment ago, and I think he felt that time may be running out on him, or maybe he feels this bull won't hold.
He understands bulls. He understood that the bull wasn't going to wait on him there. He didn't want to waste any more time than he had to. He knew he had to get some more points out in the open field, Hadley. Look out, little Ted.
Rick, is the object of the warning whistle at 40 seconds and the liberty to call the fight off from that point on to the 70-second deal, is that the opportunity for the bullfighter to find a high spot to sell on a triumphant situation, or what?
Well, it gives you some idea of where you're at in your fight. It does tell you that you have 30 seconds left, and in that time period, if you hit a high point or if your bull starts to slow, please sell out. You sell out on a high note, you're going to make more points.
Right. Now, this is Miles Hare. He was the first ever Wrangler bullfighting champion. Happened back in 1981. He is considered to be one of the more knowledgeable people in this game.
Yes, he is. And if you remember from last year, this is the bull that actually cost Rex a shot at the title.
That's the same bull, huh?
That's the same one. If Miles gets started on him good like it looks like he has, he's liable to get a good score. He's wanting to win this world title again. He's wanting that second title.
Well, he was not all that far behind. He was less than $3,400 behind Mike Horton when we came into this last round.
This little bull's not working as good as I figured he would tonight. He's a little slow. Miles is going to have to really overexpose himself here to get the full amount of fight. You notice Miles backing off to the far end of the arena? You're fixing to see it. We'll have Miles is one of the few guys that can actually jump a bull from one end to the other.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
He's up, over, there it was. What a nice jump.
Took a good angle on him, didn't he?
You have to work with those angles, Hadley.
Oh, yes. Rick, do you actually look at the eyes of that bull? Do you actually look him in the face to try to figure out what he's going to do?
Only if you can stand there long enough.
I'll guarantee you I'd have to have field glasses to do that.
Miles realized he needed to get one more high point and sell it. That's what we've got done. It was a good fight. Not the fight that Miles thought that he would get out of the bull, but he'll certainly be up in the 80s, I believe.
You know, he very wisely came back after a high point. After that jump, he could have thrown it in. Then we were past the 42nd point, and here's the jump. He's going for it.
You see him? This is all a timing move. He sets his step, up, over, had to push off with the left hand there just a little bit. Good jump. 76, not quite 80, but high 70s, we'll go for that.
All right, now as we look at the standings, he would be winning second or splitting second and third right now. So that would be about a $5,000 win for him. If Horton can place fourth or better, I believe he can capture the world title right here on this bull.
And I believe he knows that, Hadley. This man is a rookie. He's come into this contest this year. He's kept his composure. He's kept his mental attitude good. His physical shape is unbelievable. He's ready to win the world.
Well, this kid does fight bulls. How old is he, Rick? Do you know?
Mike Horton is 21 years old.
Oh, my goodness. Will he ever be 22 if he keeps this up?
Hot bull. He's driving around that horn. Mike's going to make this bull work for him hard. You'll see him squaring off with him. Then he's going to pull around. You can actually get a hold of that horn, Hadley, and use it as a handle to pull yourself into that position to where you want to be in between the shoulder and the flank strap there. That's the safety zone.
Rick, in watching your style over the years as we have, I've very seldom ever seen a bull get you lined out where you had to truly run away from him. How do you prevent that?
Well, sometimes, and you keep going back to him just like that.
Oh, man.
Okay, we're looking for a barrel hop, up and over. I tell you what, Mike's hot. He wants to win the world. He wants to show everybody he wants to win the world.
There's no need of getting killed doing it either, right? Now, in your opinion, did he handle that bull pretty well for the kind of a bull that he had, the conditions that he had here, and the situation he was in?
He handled him excellently. I tell you, Hadley, once you get bumped and knocked down, it just seems you lose your concentration. He gathered it back up. Okay, notice here, he's trying to drive. He grabs a hold of that horn to pull himself around. He turns around to do a step through and look directly at the bull so he can go the other direction. The bull just works just right with him.
And he comes in with an 82 score for Mike Horton.
Little flip like that, I imagine you'll see one of those when you realize he's just won the world, Hadley.
You're right. Rick, let's take a look at the go-round win and how they divided the money up in the fourth round. Actually, we had a split for first and second place in the go-round, and it was between Mike Horton, our champion, and Rob Smets, the man that turned in such a great fight. Skipper Voss is going to win third, Miles Hare with fourth. Fifth goes to Steve Mowry, and Jeff Kobza, that is, will win sixth. So our brand new champion is the young man, Mike Smurf Horton. Well, Rick Chapman, I want to thank you for joining us and letting our fans know what bullfighting is really all about.
Thank you for letting me join you. And Mike Horton, $51,000 this year. We need people to understand what bullfighting's about. We appreciate you letting us come up and tell them all about it.
Thank you, Rick, and we hope that you enjoyed the climax of the 87 Bullfighting Championship from Wrangler. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hadley Barrett and Mr. Rick Chapman saying so long, everyone.
This is not tennis, it's not croquet, it's rodeo, and it's bad. Here's Rodeo Bloopers 4 with the baddest bloopers ever. They're the most gut-wrenching, arm-stretching, the most death-defying, downright and dirty, and for you, it'll be the funniest video ever. You loved Rodeo Bloopers 1. You bought hundreds of thousands of Rodeo Bloopers 2 and 3. Now, here's the awesome sequel, Rodeo Bloopers 4. You can get your copy today by calling 1-800-331-1269. It'll be a video that you'll watch over and over and over again. Order yours today for just $19.95 by calling 1-800-331-1269. Call now. History-making rides, 70 of them, the most awesome bull rides of the last 5 years. In this tape, watch Norman Curry at NFR 90 when he rode 10 for 10. Did Wade Leslie earn 100 points? The only perfect score in history? Watch and judge for yourself. Awesome bull rides of the 90s. Never has there been anything like this. To get your copy of Awesome Bull Rides for just $29.95, call 1-800-331-1269. The top 3 dozen bull riders in the world standings were invited to Bull Busters 2 in El Paso, Texas. In 2 great performances, both on this video, they matched their abilities against the best bulls of 8 great stock contractors. Watch world champions like Cody Custer, Tuff Edeman, and Ted Noose, and challengers like Clint Bronger, Michael Gaffney, and Mike Erickson. Order yours today by calling 1-800-331-1269. It's just $19.95. Get yours now.